Hello, I'm Funke, and this is my real money story. Money for me means being able to provide my kids with the things that they need rather than the things that they want. This is something I've been working on a lot this year, trying to differentiate between needs and wants because I do like to shop quite a lot. And every parent will tell you that when it comes to raising kids, the buying is pretty much a never ending. So since we've been spending a lot of time at home due to the pandemic, I did realize that I was able to save more, which did get me thinking. And I came to the realization that a lot of the things that I do spend money on are wants rather than needs. So I've done a bit of cutting back because it's nice to actually look at my bank balance and see that I have more in it than I used to. One thing that I was thinking about a lot last year was the importance of having multiple streams of income and how that could positively impact our family finances as a whole. This led me to starting my business because I do love to shop, and I thought, as much as I want to cut back, shopping is something that makes me happy. I like being able to give my kids things when they ask for it. So why not work on getting a bit of an extra income so that I don't have to compromise 100%. So this was what led me to starting my business during lockdown, and it is doing pretty well. I'm really grateful. I do feel like the attitudes to talking about money in Britain is very different to how it is back home in Nigeria where I grew up. Back home, it's quite common for people to talk about money at the dinner table. It's quite common for me to speak to my parents about money, speak to my friends about money even. But I've noticed, because I've got friends who are British and Welsh, I've noticed that it's not common for them to bring up the conversation around money. So personally, like, I haven't tended to do that because I for me it just seems like something that's not very acceptable in this culture. So in my community here, I do have a lot of friends who are from Nigeria like myself. If I was ever, say, in trouble or if I was low on cash, I my first instinct wouldn't be maybe to get a loan from the bank, or if it was a small amount of money or a payday loan or anything like that, I would reach out to my friends to ask them if they had a bit to spare. And I imagine they would come to me if they were ever in a similar situation. But then when I say my friends, I mean my friends who are either from Nigeria or from West Africa rather than my British friends, because if we don't naturally talk about money in our friendship, then it would be a barrier for me to like ask you for money if I needed it. So as a child growing up as well, like, my parents instilled to me the value of saving from a very early age. So when we would get money given to us at Christmas by relatives or by family friends, you would also always be told that, or you make sure you keep some of that. I don't just spend it all on sweets. So I'm trying to transfer these values onto my children because I believe that that's what helped me to be able to get to a point in my adult life where I find saving one of the most important things. So, say when I get paid at the end of the month, I would always put some money aside into savings before I even start paying my bills. So, this is something that I think has really been impactful on the things, goals that I've been able to achieve, say buying a home, being able to maybe purchase a car, and being able to even start a business. So I'm hoping that is something that I can pass on to my children. So David and Isabella are still only young, but I do make sure that we create an atmosphere within the home where we have natural conversations about money and about savings. I'm going to be the first to admit that I'm not as good with money as I probably should be. This is something that I'm still working on. And I think that I am better with money now that I have the two little ones compared to when I was single a few years ago. I used to spend so much money on clothes, and honestly, I can't even think about anything tangible that I ever spent my money on when I didn't have the little ones. And I look back thinking to myself that I could have like gone on holidays, I could have probably saved and purchased a house during those times, but I didn't. I just squandered the money away. But since having David and Isabella, it was very important for me that we would own our own home, and that got me thinking about saving and putting money aside in order to be able to achieve a goal. I do find that for myself, when I set a target, it's easier for me to save. But if I don't have something I'm saving towards, then I do struggle a little bit with saving then. So say when we're putting money to save for the house, I was quite putting money aside religiously every month. Or when I was pregnant with the kids and I knew there was a baby coming, I was quite good with putting money aside. But when there's no like single thing that I'm saving towards, I do find that I struggle there, which is again something I'm working on. Join me and share your real money story.